Well, we now have the pleasure to be with the big boss around here. It is David Crowther, the NSTA President. Pleasure to have you here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
I know you've been a busy bee, running around everywhere.
We have a busy schedule, yes we do.
Enjoying it, I hope, and seeing your fruits of labor of everything that you've been able to accomplish.
Absolutely.
So tell us, your term is almost over as a president for this year. What have been the highlights as a president of NSTA?
So there's lots of highlights, but I think a few of them are, number one is having the opportunity to travel the country, meet all the hardworking teachers at all the different state level conferences, and just see that dedication is there. And you know, even in a time where education gets beat up just a little bit, science teachers are just doing their job. They have that passion for learning, and they love their kids. So that renews my faith in humanity. It really does.
Any favorite state? How many states did you go to?
27.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
27 states.
In a year?
So, a year and a half, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a busy time.
Is your goal to see them all?
Maybe.
In like 5 years, right? Once you retire.
Maybe over 5 years, yeah.
So why do you think so many teachers want to come to the NSTA meeting?
There, in science education, there are opportunities for professional development, you know, to learn our trade craft a little bit better, or to learn some new tricks for our trade, if you will, or things like that. But right now, a big motivation is that in the recent past, so in about the last 3 years, there were some new national level standards that were built. And so each of the states were encouraged to redo their state level standards and, you know, to align somewhat with those national standards. Mm-hmm. And so right now, a lot of teachers are attending the national conference to learn more about what these new standards are and what it means for their instruction. And it's a pretty significant change in what we're asking teachers to do. We really want them to engage children more, and rather than the more traditional lecture and read out of a book, but really get kids with their hands-on materials and to really engage them with phenomena, with, you know, have them ask a question and collect evidence in order to figure out, you know, how to answer that question, then build a claim that is built upon that evidence, you know, kind of using the way that we go about doing science. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, you know, our goal is, you know, some may go on to college, some may enter the workforce, but ultimately we're trying to build an educated citizenry that really understands science. And so I think teachers come here to learn the new tricks of the trade, but really kind of get the newest and best ideas that they can use in their classroom.
Be creative and make it fun, right?
Exactly, that's the whole point.
Better to our brains that way.
Right. Not the science we had, but the new science.
That wah, the peanut cartoon.
Right.
So for those teachers that would like to come next year, what would you tell them?
So next year we're going to be in St. Louis. So, you know, the gateway to the West, I guess is as we call that. And again, it'll be another conference where we've had yet another year of this adoption behind us, and so we know more and more exciting ways to engage, students in learning. We'll have more materials for people, more lessons, resources in general. And what's really important is a lot of teachers will have tried this now for yet another year, and so they get to come and present and share some of the things that they have. So they're not just getting it from the experts anymore, but teachers are sharing with teachers. And I think that might be the biggest motivating thing, is you can learn from a superstar, but when I learn from a peer, that's just as good, right? Yeah. And very empowering.
Yeah.
So,
cool. So what would you hope to see in the future of STEM education?
Wow, there's a lot of things. So my presidential theme, when you become a president of NSTA, you get to choose a theme that the conferences are focused upon for that year. Okay. And mine was engaging all students in science, mm-hmm. but really science and STEM. And I don't mean just the students that are going to be good at science or the ones that have historically been good at science, but how do we really engage every single student? You know, maybe those that haven't done so well in science, or maybe those that don't speak English as their first language. How do we engage those kids? And I believe that as teachers learn the skills that are associated with teaching science in this new way, if you will, those children will be engaged. And when you're naturally captivated by something, you want to learn more about it. So it uses that natural motivation. So for me, the future of science and STEM is really using natural phenomena, engaging children to really learn about science, and not just learn about it, but try to figure things out, you know, and learn that process of how science really works, so that they can then figure out things on their own later on. And you know, science itself doesn't stand by itself. the technology doesn't stand by itself, the engineering or the mathematics. It really takes all of them coming together to really solve the problems that we have in the 21st century. So in my mind, I would love to see that integrated teaching that really seamlessly blends all of the S, T, E, and M.
Right.
But more importantly, really gets kids involved in that problem solving and just trying to figure things out in the curious way in which they were born.
Well, awesome. It seems like you're doing a fantastic job. President of the NSTA, David Crowther, thank you. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Good luck
Thank you.
for the last couple of months and the next year to come and your retirement trip.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. It's been an honor to serve NSTA.
Wonderful.
It truly has.
Thank you.
Thank you.